Hi guys, this is Rob Jones. I'm at Wheatley Harbor today targeting walleye and possibly some rainbows. Showing how we set up the Seeker. We're running our Scotty downriggers today. Obviously I've got one probe on each downrigger just to kind of demonstrate what we'll see for speed at depth, but more importantly what we're going to see for temperature. If we're targeting specifically rainbows today, temperature might be a lot more important. And obviously we're looking for those colder spots to see where those fish are at. We're setting up the boat to see what speed we need to do to get the lures to run at the targeted lure speed. Typically with rainbows around, I'm going to be running anywhere between 2.5 and 3 mile an hour with spoons, just to get some more activity of those spoons. But the biggest thing that I want to focus on today is, can I maintain that lure speed going two different directions? So right now we're going a surface speed of 2.1. Our probe speed showing about 2.5. That's going with the wind. We're going away from the shore. We're going with the wind, and when I turn and go against the wind or cross current, I want to see if I can maintain that same speed that's making this fish bite. So our goal today is to see if we can maintain the same lure speed no matter which direction we go. And that's one of the biggest benefits of running a probe, especially the Scotty Seeker, at these bigger, longer runs. Speed is absolutely important, like to the 1/10 of a mile an hour, based on what I do for walleye fishing. Like right now, I'm doing 2.5 because I'm not marking any fish. Okay, I'm actually covering ground looking for fish. So while we're talking, I set the boat to turn so that we can go back to the area that we just produced some fish. But I also know that when we were catching those fish, we were around 2 mile an hour. What is critical is that you repeat what worked. So we know that we've tried 2.5. We know that we've tried 1.8 today. We know that we've gone out a little bit deeper and come against the waves and caught one fish. But one fish to me isn't a pattern. It's a lucky hit. So going back to the probe, watching the probe speed when the fish hits. So when you say to me, hey, we got a fish, the first thing I'm going to do is look at the probe speed and see what the probe speed was doing. Because right now I'm making a turn. I'm doing 2.3 mile an hour on that outside probe. Did that outside probe hit? Yes, then I'll repeat that turn in order to get that fish to hit, to do that same thing again. If I can get 3 to go, I'll keep turning that way all day long. Most of summer I'm running 3 mile an hour. Okay, early spring, cooler conditions, I like to start at 1.8, but again, today we're finding 2 mile an hour is working. Okay, it's the fastest I've run this year in this area. The question is, why is knowing the current important? Well, because if you're traveling, for example, right now we're traveling 2.3 mile an hour going this way, and if the current's going 2 mile an hour with us right now, those lures aren't swimming at all. They're literally just fluttering dead in the water behind the boat because there's no current. So we may have to speed the boat up to probe speed, and that's why you hear people talk about ball speed, because we want to know what speed is the cannonball traveling at. Is the lure swimming? If I'm running a worm harness, I might want 1.2 to 1.6. If I've got a spoon out there, I might be up to 3.2, 3.5 mile an hour. But I'm focusing on the ball speed. So don't ask me what my speed over ground is. Ask me what my ball speed is when I'm out in the middle of the lake, and it'll be more accurate as to which direction or which speed that lure is traveling at. So I'm just going to show you how I've got this set up on my Lowrance screen. This is my speed over ground. So this is coming off my 0.1 AP. We're showing that we're doing about 2.2, 2.3 mile an hour. The probe speed's showing about 2.5 to 2.6 based on the direction I'm traveling right now. But we all know that when we turn the boat, it will change the speed of the lure on the outside versus the inside of the turn. So just for example, when I want to make a turn and I want to turn away from that probe, you'll see that speed of that probe speed up. So that will tell us that that probe on this side of the boat is actually starting to swim faster because I'm turning away from it. So now you can see that I've got 2.4 on the probe, and obviously the boat slowed down because I'm making a turn, and I'm down to 2.1. So that will just tell you or prove to you that yes, turning a boat away from the lure will cause that lure or the probe to speed up more. Out here, we're off Long Point. If you look over my back shoulder, you'll see the very tip of Long Point. There's a lot of current out here, a lot of changing currents within a short distance. We've seen that today. We were basically just traveling with the wind because of the conditions that we had, and we've seen the speed change 3 times within a short period. So, constantly keeping your hand on the throttle control of the kicker so that we can maintain that 2 mile an hour at the ball speed was probably the most important thing that we did today in order to produce fish. We had some nice fish. We tried different speeds. I tried going up faster. I tried making turns. As we learned yesterday, when you make a turn, it does change the ball speed. So sometimes just making a turn will help with the lures. I think a couple times today I watched when the inside rod fired a couple times. So that tells me that inside rod slowed down. It may have dropped deeper in the water column. But either way, I think, watching that speed told me that maybe we need to slow down. So I was trying 1.8. I was trying 2.0, but I think 2.0 was the magic number for today based on just what the fish were telling us. I guess one of the biggest things that I learned today, because this is the first time I've been out here this year running 2 probes, is watching the average speed between 2 probes. So have I run 2 probes in the past? Not necessarily, but today when the boat's moving around, the wind's kicking up and down, the boat's surging a little bit with the turns, I think watching the overall speed, it would tell me where I fall within the average of the 2 balls, within the 2 probes. So learning to watch, observe, maintain that average speed of 2 mile an hour because of the multiple balls. Obviously it's fluctuating a little bit with the surging of the boat. So the refresh rate, is definitely showing up today, which is a good thing, but also waiting a little bit just to maintain that speed and to make sure that we're going at that speed is also helpful. All right, guys, so just to finish up, again, I'm Rob Jones. You can follow me on Facebook or Instagram under One More Pass Sport Fishing. I'm pretty much on Lake Erie or Lake Ontario most weeks, depending on the wind. If you want to find some more information out about Scotty Seeker, you can go to scotty.ca to find more information about the Scotty Seeker and how it will help you.